Good morning. It's the start of the spring season and end of the Rabi season. Market participants will hope the market displays some renewed life after being in the doldrums for quite a while. A rich harvest is far away for investors, but some short covering could save the day. The indices are expected to open positive. Focus will be on Infosys ahead of the results on Friday. The Finance Ministry will soon be meeting international rating agencies like Fitch, Standard & Poor's and Moody's to convince them that the Indian economy is on a strong recovery path. The global cues are offering some cheer with Nikkei and Hang Seng Index trading around 0.8% higher. Upbeat Chinese lending data for March and Beijing's decision to expand a tax reform nationwide are among the triggers. South Korea's Kospi Index, though, is lower while China's Shanghai Composite Index is marginally up. The US market saw some meaningful gains with the Dow and the S&P ending at yet another record high. While the Dow rose almost 1%, the S&P 500 added 1.2% and Nasdaq jumped 1.8%. President Obama unveiled the 2014 budget proposal. Federal Reserve's minutes show that the most members think that the central bank should continue buying $85 billion in assets a month. Bank of Japan Governor Haruhiko Kuroda said he sees the yen's recent drop as a part of the continuing correction from a position of excessive strength. South Korea's central bank kept its benchmark interest rate unchanged for a sixth consecutive month at 2.75%. Bitcoin, the virtual currency, dropped as much 60%. It hit a high of $266 and crashed to $105. Meanwhile, the dollar and euro gained against the Japanese yen but weakened against the British pound. Prime Minister Manmohan Singh has said that he intends to seek greater trade and investment ties with Germany. Meanwhile, billionaire George Soros says the Eurozone crisis is far from over, expects Germany will also be in the recession. India will continue to source oil from Iran, although the dependence on the West Asian country has decreased, said a senior government official on Tuesday. The recovery of loans given to Kingfisher Airlines between a 17-member consortium of banks and promoter Vijay Mallya seems to have entered the last phase. The lenders are set to start from next week the process to liquidate the physical assets pledged with them. Essar Oil is negotiating with a clutch of Chinese banks and financial institutions to cut $1 billion loan deal to refinance expensive rupee debt from Indian banks. Etihad Airways' purchase of a stake in Jet Airways could be delayed until at least August as the Abu Dhabi carrier seeks assurances following setbacks for several Gulf investors in India. Tata Communication has bagged a $20 million deal for 5 years from consultancy Mott MacDonald for redesigning its telecom infrastructure and related services. Vedanta Resources reported a significant increase in the production of oil, copper, aluminium, lead and silver in 2012-2013, but its iron ore, zinc and alumina output showed a marked decline. The company's iron ore output was down to zero during the second half of the fiscal due to a mining ban in Goa and Karnataka. The Coal Ministry has conveyed to an interministerial panel that it would not be possible to provide fossil fuel to power plants with an aggregate capacity of 16,000 megawatts due to coal shortages. Trends in the FII flows. The FIIs were net buyers of Rs 402.2 million in the cash segment on Wednesday, while the domestic institutional investors were net buyers of Rs 1.97 billion as per the provisional figures released by the NSE. The foreign funds were net sellers of Rs 4.36 billion in the cash segment on Tuesday as per the figures released by SEBI. Our recommendations, the technical calls for the day. We recommend buying IDFC above Rs 145 for the target price of Rs 151 with stop loss placed at Rs 142. The derivative strategies for the day. Long Ranbaxy April futures above Rs 440 for the target price of Rs 450 with stop loss placed at Rs 435. Thank you. Wish you have a good day ahead.